One of the most winning moments of Trump's first year in office has got to be when the Department of Homeland Security classified Antifa's antics as domestic terrorist violence. And there might be more where that came from if the Unmasking Antifa Act of 2018 gets passed. Let's take a look. It's one thing to oppose Antifa from a red state. It's quite another thing to oppose it from a Democrat state like New York. But that's exactly what New York Representative Dan Donovan is doing. Dan introduced the Unmasking Antifa Act to the House. The bill says whoever, whether or not acting under color of law, while in disguise, including while wearing a mask, injures, oppresses, threatens, or intimidates any person in any state, territory, commonwealth, possession, or district in the free exercise or enjoyment of any right or privilege secured to him by the Constitution or laws of the United States, or because of his having so exercised the same, shall be fined under this title, imprisoned not more than 15 years, or both. So basically, this would raise the number of years you could face in prison by 5 years if you threaten or assault someone while wearing a mask. And it seems pretty reasonable to discourage people from covering their faces in public. I mean, people don't exactly do that if they plan on following the law, do they? No, people are more likely to commit crimes while covered up because there's less chance of being identified and getting caught. So to counteract that, we need to make the penalty for getting caught higher. But of course, this means resisting the whining and squealing of left-wing activists. The University of Colorado's Young Democratic Socialist chapter said should any representative vote for it, they must clearly be branded as the fascists they are. Right, because name-calling has proven so effective in the past and didn't just totally backfire in the election of President Trump or anything. Even international parties weighed in. North London Antifa said, "Imagine never unmasking the KKK." The irony here was pretty poignant, and I responded, why not unmask both the KKK and Antifa? And then of course there were people like University of Chicago PhD student Eileen Cohen and Reason editor Elizabeth Brown, who think that this bill somehow will be used to punish people who are just wearing a mask to a protest. Now, to be fair, Elizabeth notes that the bill doesn't define words like oppress and intimidate, and yeah, I'd appreciate some more clarity too, especially given how colleges use these vague words to quell free speech. But fortunately, we have this super cool third branch of the government called the judiciary that interprets the law. At the end of the day, the media aren't very attentive when it comes to left-wing political violence, and while sites like 4chan can hone in on some of the more egregious cases like bike lock professor Eric Clanton, they can't catch them all. But there will be fewer Antifa to catch if disincentives like the Unmasking Antifa Act are ratified. So call your representative and ask them to support the bill today. For Campus Unmasked, I'm Rob Shimshock. If you like this video and support our mission, please make sure to comment and subscribe. If something happens on your campus and you'd like us to investigate, send us details using the form on campusunmasked.com.